Alright, I'm waiting for the game to load. I've been waiting for this stupid thing to load for 6 minutes. That's just ridiculous. Now, on my previous video, this guy named Creepy Kevin simply posted me, and that's it. Well, Creepy Kevin, I have no fucking idea what you meant when you simply posted the word me. I have absolutely no fucking idea what the hell you're talking about. Okay, the game has loaded. Here we go. Now, where did it load me? Okay, I'm back on the roof. Alright. I forgot those landmines were there. Shit. Alright. Recently, someone told me that even though my fort is super awesome, that if I was to have a fort just simply made out of wood, that I wouldn't be able to outlast the zombies. So, now, I'm going to take some wooden frames into the wasteland, and I'm going to build a fort. I'm going to reinforce those frames using only wood. And using only reinforced wood frames for my fort, I'll hold off the zombies. And then that crazy Kevin guy, who also said that I couldn't last the horde with only wooden frames, will look like a total fucking idiot. He's probably sitting there, going, ha ha ha, that motherfucker, he sucks at that game. He can't last the horde only using wooden frames. No one can do that. And then I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna be like, hey motherfucker, I outlasted the zombies using only a wooden fort. What do you think about that, cocksucker? And he'll be like, no way. No one can do that. Wooden frames in 7 Days to Die are as durable as toilet paper. I know, but I still was able to do it, you jackass. And he'd be like, no! I look like a total fucking idiot now! I'd be like, ha ha ha, idiot. Now you're the dumbest shit that I've ever known. And he'd be like, I'm the dumbest person that you've ever known? That's right. You're the stupidest son of a bitch in the world now. Even that guy who has attention deficit and who was confirmed 100% mentally retarded is smarter than you dumb fucking idiot. He'll be like, no! My reputation is gone! I'll never be able to show my face anywhere! And I'd be like, well, that's not really a big change. And he'd be like, what do you mean? That's not a very big change. 'Cause you're already an ugly son of a bitch. He'd be like, oh, damn, you totally roasted my ass. That's right. Not only did I make you look stupid, I also implied that you're an ugly son of a bitch that never goes anywhere. And he'd be like, oh, damn. You totally got me. What will I do? My life will never be the same again. Suck on that, motherfucker. Now, I'm gonna head way out into the destroyed wasteland zone and pick the perfect spot to build my fort. Now, a lot of people, or some people, or one smart-ass motherfucker is probably like, hey, how the hell are you going to keep the zombies away only using wooden blocks? Well, I have an idea. You see, most of my other forts are able to withstand zombie hordes because I use layering techniques. That's right. Instead of just building one single layer of blocks, I'll use multiple layers of blocks to keep the zombies at bay. So, if two layers of rebar reinforced concrete is my standard for keeping the zombies at bay, I'm going to have to use at least four blocks, like 4 layers of blocks to keep the zombies at bay if I'm going to use all wood blocks. So, if I use 4 layers of wooden blocks, I should be able to keep the zombies at bay. But that may actually not be enough. It may be just enough to keep the zombies from killing me in a nanosecond. Yeah, I know, someone's like, they couldn't kill you in a nanosecond, could they? Well, it depends on how many zombies there are, and what types. Because if I encountered like a demo zombie, the demo zombies could explode and take out my base entirely because it's made out of wood. But if I encounter those bitch slapping zombies, then there's a possibility that a wood base could actually last slightly longer. And I know in the past I've said that wooden bases are practically as strong as toilet paper, but if you have enough toilet paper wrapped around your hand, it can provide some padding when you punch somebody, but it won't do much. So I'm just hoping that this fort will be able to withstand the zombies for at least maybe 5 minutes. But then again, I don't know, it may last longer, considering that I'm playing 7 Days to Die on the console version, which is extraordinarily different than the 7 Days to Die on the PC. So, given the extreme difference between the console version and the PC version, I'm hoping that the zombies might be slightly more subdued than the console version. So there's a slight chance that my fort might last more than 5 minutes. Alright, now I'm going to talk about Neebs Gaming again. I know, someone's like, Jesus, are you giving free advertising to Neebs Gaming? No, I'm not. I'm actually trying to warn you about Neebs Gaming. Because you see, they started a new game called Valhalla, and I watched it recently, and I thought the video was really fucking stupid. Because basically, they start the video out with one of the guys from Neves Gaming talking about how he wants to molest a bird. He's like, yeah, this bird thing that's carrying me into the game, it's sexy as hell. And I was like, dude, it's a fucking bird. That's like bestiality, you stupid son of a bitch. And even if it wasn't bestiality, why the hell would you want to have sex with a bird, bitch? It just made no logical sense to me that I think Dorelius was the one that said it. I was like, Dorelius, why the hell would you want to have sex with that bird, bitch? That makes no fucking sense whatsoever. I mean, even if you were in a anime setting, having sex with a bird, bitch, would be like the farthest an anime character could ever drop. I mean, why the hell would you want to fuck a bird, bitch? It makes, like I said, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, even if you were in a world with half animal, half human hybrids, out of all the hybrids to pick, why would you want to pick a bird, bitch? Considering that birds are notoriously known for being stupid. Is he trying to say that that he's so fucking dumb that the only person that he'd be able to have sex with is some fucking 3-minute memoried bird, bitch? It just doesn't make any sense. And even if, and this is like very hypothetical, even if you had sex with some chick that was half bird and half chick, I don't even think the bird bitch would remember you after you'd be done having sex with her. So even if you gave her the best sex of her life, because she's got a bird brain, she wouldn't remember you. I mean, at least have sex with some chick that's gonna remember that you actually had sex with her. I mean, if I was gonna have sex with some animal chick, shit, I don't really know which animal chick I'd have sex with other than probably a cat girl, but I wouldn't be fucking no bird bitch. Oh, damn it. Talking about Neves Gaming, I got on some tangent, some fucking nonsense about having sex with bird bitches because the fucking thing that he said was so fucking stupid. I mean, I went off on some tangent about fucking animal bitches because Dora's ass said something that was so fucking retarded that I had no choice but to address it. I mean, it was like the most mind-boggling fucking thing I'd ever heard in my life. And, I mean, they're trying to do a video where they're introducing a new game that I guess everyone was eagerly awaiting the release of, and then we got to hear Dora talking about wanting to put his dick in a bird cunt. It was just mind-boggling. And when I was watching the video and I was looking at the chat menu, I saw that someone pointed out the fact that I think Thick was the first one to cuss in the video, and I was like, what the fuck? That's like your aspiration for the video? They're like, yeah, Thick swore. I mean, Why the fuck does that even matter? I mean, they swear a lot in their videos. So, I don't even know why that guy was so excited that they swore. I mean, if your fucking dick gets hard for swearing, I can swear. Fuckity fuck 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 fuckity fuck 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 fuck. Did you bust a nut, you stupid fucking asshole? There. See? That's how fucking stupid I thought that was. Oh, the first swear word of the video. I'm like, fuck you. So the guy swore. Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a flying fuck up a deer's ass? See? I can say vulgar shit like that. Doesn't matter. Because, I mean, the comment itself sounded like something that would come from a grade schooler. Oh, he said a bad word. He swore. Oh my god. Look at him. He swore. He's awesome. Fuck you, motherfucker. Get your grade schooling ass out of here. Because, I mean, I guess Valhalla was supposed to be like this game that everybody was eagerly anticipating, but then when their video comes out about this eagerly anticipated game, everyone's going on and on and on about how he swore in the video. When them swearing is a common thing that they always do in their videos. That'd be like someone getting excited that Hulk Hogan tore his shirt. Yeah, that would be stupid if you got excited that Hulk Hogan tore his shirt, because Hulk Hogan does that commonly. It's like one of the things that he always does. He says he's a Hulkamaniac's running wild and tears his shirt. That's what he does. So when people from Neebs Gaming swear, and people are like, they swore, oh my god. I'm just like, dude, they swear all the time. Where the fuck have you been? It was just like, so fucking stupid. But another thing, that I'm also kind of pissed off about is I get the word out about how cool my base is and how it can withstand practically anything, and then I get feedback about it, but then one guy just gets on my video and just says Obama. Just Obama. He doesn't say Obama is this or Obama is that. He doesn't say Obama is gay. He doesn't say Obama is cool. He doesn't say anything that would describe Obama. He just says Obama. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Okay, Obama. What about Obama? Obama has great hair. Obama's a black man. Obama what? What the fuck are you trying to say about Obama? I mean, Obama hasn't been president for the longest time. What the fuck are you trying to say? I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, if you're gonna say Obama, at least fucking explain to me what the fuck you mean by that. I mean, was there a point to where I was rambling about something and the pitch of my voice changed and I sounded like Obama for a minute? If I did, when the fuck did I sound like Obama? I don't fucking get it. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. I mean, it was just like the quotation marks on each side of the word Obama. I'm just like, okay, I get it. Obama. What about Obama? I actually replied to him and asked him, what the fuck, man? What the hell is up with this Obama? And he didn't fucking comment back. So I'm just like, dude, are you fucking trolling me? What the fuck is the point of saying Obama? I mean, if you're gonna say Obama to me, you need some fucking context. I mean, I'll talk about Obama all fucking day long. Just tell me what the fuck you're trying to say about Obama. I mean, are you fucking trying to make a statement about how Obamacare was completely fucked and that it only lasted for the 4 years that Obama... Wait, maybe Obama was president more than 4 years. I wasn't paying attention for how long Obama was president, but whatever. While Obama was in office, that was pretty much the duration of Obamacare. And as soon as he was out of office, and Donald Trump was president, he completely fucking destroyed Obamacare. He fucking destroyed Obamacare like he would if he fucking stepped on a hamburger. It was completely, utterly destroyed with a single fucking step. Every fucking thing that Obama did was fucking gone. I mean, even all the goodwill that Obama generated for being a black president, all that's gone too. I mean, in the past, when Obama was president, when some black guy was being racist, obviously racist against the white man, you could at least say, hey, don't be like that. There's a black president. And they'd be like, oh yeah, there's a black president. I guess black people do matter. But now that Obama's not president and Donald Trump is president.
Trump's not president.
Well, he was president. And now that, well, as soon as Donald Trump became president, he completely destroyed any goodwill that President Obama created. And now that there's just some other old white dude as the current president, it hasn't improved anything. If anything, it seems that all the black people that were happy that Obama was president are now all pissed off because now another old white guy is president. It's like the moment Obama got beat out for some fat white guy, they were just like, oh.
Obama did 8 years.
Obama did 8 years.
Yeah.
Well, basically. Oh yeah, I forgot. You can only
do 2 terms.
Yeah, you can only be president for so many terms. Basically, as soon as Obama reached his term limit, and they had to take him out of office, and they put Trump, some big fat white guy, in office. All the goodwill that was created by a black man being president went out the fucking window. People are like, oh, well, I guess the white man's not all racist because the white man put a black man in the office as president. But then, the moment he wasn't president anymore, the black man became hateful against the white man again. They're like, Donald Trump, he's racist. He's racist. He's racist. Donald Trump represents the white man. And because Donald Trump represents the white man, all white men are racist. It's like the moment Obama got out of office, everything went crazy. I mean, when Obama was president, this Black Lives Matter shit wasn't going on. Oh, that guy, even though he had warrants for his arrest and accidentally got choked to death, that didn't happen because he was resisting arrest. That happened because that cop was racist. I mean, if Obama was president, that shit wouldn't have happened. all the riots and shit wouldn't be going on if Obama was president. Obama would get on the news and be like, "Calm down, my fellow black man. Calm down. This was not racist. This is not racist." And they'd be like, "Oh, well, I think Obama knows what he's talking about because he's a black man." But then Donald Trump gets on there and it's like, "Yeah, this was not caused by racism." Like, "Fuck you, you big fat white motherfucker. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. This was racist. This was racist. 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 Racist." And I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
But no one wants to talk about black men killing cops being initiated into a game.
Right. I mean, the moment a white cop kills a black guy, everyone is like, "That was racist." I was like, "Oh, well, what about the fact that that same city, which has the highest number of gangs in the United States, has black guys who have to murder police officers to get membership to their gangs?" Well, that's not racist. That's just... Well, if that's not racism, what is it? It's fucking black guys killing white cops. How is it not race related? It's not racist. It's not racist. It's not racist. Well, what is it? What? Can't you explain it to me, motherfucker? No, but it's not racist. Then what is it? I don't want to talk about this. You don't want to talk about it? Well, you were just saying that police officers accidentally killing black men was racist. So how is it not racism when a black guy kills a white cop? Shut up! I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. What are you, an ignorant, stupid fuck? We were talking about how murdering somebody based on the color of the skin is racism. Why the fuck are you suddenly not willing to talk? Fuck you! You're racist. You're racist. No, you're the fucking racist because you're trying to avoid the issue. You want to say that white men killing black guys is racist, but then when I talk about black guys killing white guys, suddenly you don't want to talk about the issues anymore? Fuck you, motherfucker. Oh, I can't believe you fucking said that to me. I was like, shut up, you ignorant son of a bitch. Man, I should kick your ass. Why? Because you have no intelligent things to say in your defense, so you gotta resort to violence? Fuck you, man. I'll kick your ass. I'll kick your ass. I'll kick your ass. I'll kick your ass. Like I said, no intelligent things to say. You have to resort to violence, you stupid idiot. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. No, fuck you, you ignorant son of a bitch. I'm pretty sure that there's someone out there who's probably hearing me say this and like, damn, that guy's racist as hell. Nope, not racist. Just saying that when you try to have an intelligent conversation with somebody who's talking about racist issues, when you try to bring up black on white crimes to them, they suddenly have nothing to say.
It's always about the black man being killed by the white man, but they don't say anything about the white man being killed by the black man.
Right. If you're like, yeah, that black guy was killed by that white man, they suddenly have all this shit to say, but then when you're talking about the white man being killed by the black man, suddenly they don't have anything to say. Like, they're like, oh, sure, I don't know what the fuck to say about that. I mean, clearly the guy who killed that white man was racist, but if I admit it, I'm turning against my own people by admitting it was racist. So I'm just like, so whenever someone posts on Facebook or on Reddit about some black guy that was killed by a white cop, I'm just like, well, what about the time when that same black guy who was killed by that white cop pulled out a gun and robbed that person at gunpoint, and then when they were trying to resist the guy stealing their shit, he shot them, and they were in the hospital, struggling to live. What? Yeah, when that black guy was accidentally killed by the police, did you even ask the question about why the police pulled him over? Or did you just assume that the reason that the cops pulled him over was because they were racist pigs and just wanted to fuck over the black man? Yeah, that's what was happening, right? No. He got pulled over because he had a warrant for his arrest. He got pulled over because he had a broken taillight. He got pulled over because he had drugs in his trunk. He got pulled over because he's a bad guy. No, he's not. They were racist. They were racist. They were racist. How many times are you going to repeat the same shit, motherfucker? Got anything else to say? He was racist. Nope. He was a bad guy. Then why is his family saying he's not a bad guy? Do you expect his own family to say, yeah, our son was a bad motherfucker that did drugs? No. They're going to do everything they can to support their family member because they don't want to admit that their son was a drug-taking son of a bitch who had no value to society. Oh, damn, I can't believe you would say that about somebody who was brutally murdered by the police. Maybe he had it coming. Maybe there was things in his past that he did that angered the police. Maybe he was one of those sons of bitches where every time he saw a cop, he'd go, "Fuck you, pig," and flip them off. You ever think about that? Did you give any consideration to what the guy could have been doing in the past that would require such a drastic method to be employed? And another thing that I want to talk about is a lot of people are pissed off because a female police officer shot some guy, and the police department comes out and says, yeah, the woman thought that she was pulling out her taser. Now, I don't believe that a trained police officer could remove a taser and feel the weight difference and not realize that she's actually holding the gun instead. No, what I think actually happened is she pulls the man over and is asking him standard questions. He's like, "Fuck you, pig! Fuck you, pig! Fuck you, pig! I ain't gotta do shit! You racist fucking pig!" And then, when she's like, you seem to be severely agitated, sir. Are you doing something that you shouldn't? Why don't you let me look in your trunk? Fuck you! You ain't looking in my trunk! And then he jumps in his car and tries to speed away. Yeah, that's right. The lady who shot the man did so because the motherfucker jumped in his car and tried to haul ass away. I mean, if you were asking standard questions like, "Sir, are you aware that you were speeding? Sir, why are you so agitated? Sir, why are you getting so angry with me?" And then the guy jumps in his car and tries to speed away, I'm pretty sure you would be shocked. You'd be like, "Oh shit, this guy's trying to escape. What do I do?" And then in a moment of panic, you reach for your weapon and fire one shot. But here's the thing that I also thought was fucking stupid. Look, she murdered him on purpose. And I was like, well, if she shot him in a fatal area, why isn't the guy continuing to drive for 4 blocks? That's right. The supposed guy who was shot in a fatal spot continued to drive for 4 fucking blocks and crashed into a concrete highway divider at 60 miles an hour. If this motherfucker was so fatally shot, how the fuck was he able to drive 4 entire city blocks and crash into a highway divider at 60 miles an hour? You see, what a lot of people don't want to admit, this guy was not fatally shot and killed. He died because he smashed into a concrete highway divider at 60 miles an hour. Because he's an idiot. And I know someone's like, man, that sounds incredibly racist. No, it's not racist. If it had been a white guy, and the white guy drove away and crashed into a highway divider 4 blocks away at 60 miles an hour, this would not be an issue. People were like, oh, he was just a crackhead. And no one would give a fuck because he's white. People would be like, oh, he was probably on meth or some kind of drugs. But because the black man crashed into the highway divider highway divider at 60 miles an hour, suddenly it's a big fucking deal. Well, fuck you. It's not a big deal. The guy got shot because he drove away. I mean, when the police are questioning you, you don't fucking hop in your car and try to speed away like a fucking idiot. And another thing that the police haven't released is that they actually found a gun and drugs in the fucking car trunk. But of course, nobody has addressed that fact. They didn't address the fact that the guy who was shot and drove 4 blocks at 60 miles an hour had guns and drugs in his trunk. No, they don't give a fuck about that. They just want to talk about the fact that the guy was black. Like, the black man was shot. The black man was shot. The black man was shot. Well, what about the drugs and guns that he had in his trunk? He didn't have no fucking drugs and guns in his trunk. That bitch was racist. What about the police report? Fuck that report. She was racist. No, they have actual guns and drugs that they pulled out of his trunk. They planted that shit. No. The guns are actually registered in his name. They faked that shit. I'm like, they faked that shit, but the guns were registered in another state. The people in the other state faked that shit. And I was like, how? What do you mean? The registration forms are in his handwriting. They forced him to do it. So, they walked up to him, put a gun to his head and said, fill out these forms to legally get a gun or we'll shoot you. Yeah, that's what they did. That's what they did. And I'm like, okay, you stupid fuck. And instead of just taking a random gun and planting it on his corpse with no serial number, they literally forced him to go to a gun shop 2 states away and fill out forms in his own handwriting. What kind of stupid motherfucker are you? No. They faked it. They faked it. All that paperwork is fake. It's fake. He didn't have any guns. What kind of stupid fuck are you? Why do you keep saying he doesn't have any guns? It was obvious he had guns. They planted them. How many times are you going to say that they planted them? I'm going to say as many times as it takes for you to realize that they were planted. Well, you're going to be fucking saying that to the end of time, motherfucker, because I'm not buying it. You're not? Nope, not going to buy it. It's going to take you 1 billion years for you to convince me that the police planted that shit.
And he actually said, I'll do it. I'll take 1 billion years to convince.
Yeah, he actually said that he'd spend the 1 billion years trying to convince me. I was like, so you're going to be sitting there saying, they planted it for 1 billion years? That's right. Well, good luck with that, because you're going to be dead in less than 60 years, idiot. What? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that human beings do not live for 1 billion years, you stupid idiot. What? You tricked me. You made me look stupid. Well, I picked an insanely large number, and you didn't think it was odd that I chose that number? Well, I could probably live that long. How? No human being on the face of the earth could live to be 1 billion years old. You'd have to put your brain in a robot or something. I'll do it. I'll put my brain in a robot. When I'm a robot, I'll be telling you that shit was planted while I'm in the robot. And I'm like, okay, so you're saying that when you die at the age of 100 years old, you're going to have your brain transplanted into a robot, and that while you're in the robot, you're going to be trying to convince me that the guns and drugs were planted inside the car trunk. That's right. You're gonna accept that what I'm saying is true. I was like, well, I hate to tell your stupid ass this, but still not gonna happen. What do you mean? Okay, even if, then this is a big if, science advanced far enough to where they could put your brain in a robot, the robot is gonna be talking to my grave. What? Yeah, you'll be sitting there in a robot for all the rest of time, talking to a dead guy. What? Yeah. Even if you manage to find the money and the scientist to put your brain in that robot, it's still not going to do shit because I'll have been dead for a long time. You'll be sitting there like, I got my brain in this robot. The science is finally to the point where I can be in this robot and convince you. And then you'll look over and see that I've been dead for 10 years. Because I only lived until I was 90. And the entire time I'd be like, you're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. And it was stupid because even when I said that I'd be dead long before he could convince me, he still said, I'll still convince you. One of these days, you'll see things my way. And I was like, dude, I specifically said that you'll never convince me. I'll never see your way of thinking. And that...
No, forget that one guy that thinks he can live for 100,000 days when 36,425 days, including leap year, that would be including leap years in 100 years, but he thinks he can live for 100,000 days.
But I think the funniest thing was he was sitting there. I think he was trying to come up with something to say, because when I said that even if he could get his brain put into a robot to where he'd be practically immortal, so he could try to convince me over the span of 1 billion years, and I told him that I'd be dead in 90 years, and that even if he was trying...
90 years old,
yeah. Yeah, I was like, yeah, even if I lived for another 90 years, and I died, I would die before you could convince me. He just sat there, like, completely silent, trying to think of something to say, and when he finally comes back with a retort, he's like, so you're saying that even if you lived for another 90 years, I wouldn't be able to convince you that the weapons were planted? I was like, right. Even if I lived for another 90 years, even if I lived for another 100 years, you wouldn't be able to convince me. And he's just like, why would you be so stubborn? Why the fuck are you so stubborn about the guns that they found in the guy's trunk being planted? If anything, I should be concerned that I'll be fucking dead in my grave. I'll have some robot with a brain in it at my grave going, they were planted, they were planted, they were planted, they were planted, they were planted. And then some guy who's being paid minimum wage to attend to my grave would go completely fucking insane because every time he comes to my grave to throw away dead flowers, he has to hear some ignorant robot saying they were planted. And he has no fucking idea why this stupid robot is endlessly repeating the same phrase over and over and over and over again. And eventually he'd be so fucking pissed off and he'd have a mental breakdown. He'd just grab your robotic ass and throw you in a duck pond.
Ducks even gonna exist, and they're probably extinct.
Right, but the thing that was funny was he was like, duck pond. I was like, yeah, you're sitting there in a graveyard, endlessly repeating the same thing to a grave, and the grave guy looks over, he sees this little pond that you would normally see ducks swimming in, and he just grabs the whole robot and just tosses it in the pond. He's like, fuck you, robot! And it was funny because he's just like, well, if I was in that duck pond, I'd convince you from the duck pond. I'm like, wait a minute. So you're saying that if this guy, this grave attendant, threw you in the duck pond, you wouldn't be concerned that you're submerged underwater. You'd still be so stubborn you'd be trying to convince my corpse that the gun was planted, even though I'm dead and long gone and can't hear you. So basically, some guy is like, I'm going to visit my wife's grave. And then from the duck pond he hears, it was planted, it was planted, it was planted. He's like, what the fuck is that? I can hear somebody saying it was planted. What was planted? I don't understand. And then it was so funny because he was like, it would be my legacy. It would be your legacy. So basically, your existence in the world would just be you being in a robot on the bottom of a duck pond, saying the weapons were planted to everyone who passes by that duck pond. The only thing that I would be concerned about is eventually when the world ends.
Wouldn't the robot run out of power?
Well, he was basically, yeah, but he was basically saying that because he's in a robot, I have no idea what it would be powered by. I guess it would be powered by a nuclear power core, for all I know. Because he literally said that he would stay by my grave for 1 billion years trying to convince my corpse. He's like, I'd stay next to you for 1 billion years and try to convince you that the weapons were planted. So given that train of thought, he would literally be at my grave with like a nuclear power cell powering his robotic ass. And he'd be trying to persuade me. I mean, given his line of thinking, he thought that he'd be in the robot, and then while I'm alive, his robotic ass would be in my house, following me around, saying, the weapons are planted. Yeah, okay, weapons are planted. I've heard you say that about 7,000 times now. You got anything new to say? And then, eventually, I'd be on my deathbed, and then I'd have, like, I guess, grandchildren and shit around me, and then, like, okay, Grandpa, go be at peace. And then someone looks over and goes, who the fuck is this robot? I'm trying to convince him that the weapons were planted in the trunk. What weapons? And then he tells my grandkids the entire events of what happened. And they're like, that was literally over 90 years ago. Why are you still telling this story? I promised I'd convince him. And now that he's on his deathbed, I have to convince you. And then they'd be like, oh, god damn it. So then, eventually, my descendants would get sick of his robotic ass, trying to convince them. So they're like, listen here, robot, we're sick of your ass. If you want to convince somebody, convince our grandfather. But he's dead. We don't give a fuck. Your robotic ass is going to the graveyard, and we never want to hear you say that shit ever again. So, basically, my grandchildren, or my descendants, would get so sick of his robotic ass trying to convince them, they'd literally ditch his ass at my grave, and he'd be sitting there at my grave, and whenever, I guess whenever the guy...
You have to get recharged his battery by plugging it into a light post.
Well, I guess if he had solar panels or something...
You probably would have all kinds of alternate energy sources.
Yeah, like redundant backup power.
He'd probably have something that generated from hydrogen. He probably have like a propane, and then he'd probably have natural gas, solar, tiny little wind turbines on them.
Either that or
that would be optional way to generate power. You probably have.
You're right. Or I guess when new technologies would come out, he'd probably get upgraded just so he could talk to my dead ass.
He'd probably have like every almost.
I guess he'd be sitting there by my grave, and then when fusion power comes out, he'd get upgraded to fusion power or something, and then every now and again he'd get new upgrades. and then eventually, after the Earth ends and human civilization is gone, eventually, I guess aliens would show up and they'd be like, "Hey, what happened here?" What? Yeah, the entire civilization on this planet is gone. How did they die? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? You're the only survivor on this planet. What have you been doing? I've been trying to convince this guy that the weapons were planted. What are you talking about? Then he'd tell the aliens the entire series of events, and then the aliens would have to deal with his stupid ass.
I think his brain is decay apart by then.
Well, you'd hope.
Even if it wasn't a robot.
Well, you would hope that eventually, his brain would either decay to nothing, or he'd eventually move on. But considering the fact that he continuously said that the weapons were planted, and he literally said he'd spend whatever time it took to convince me that the weapons were planted. I don't know.
That'd probably be the only thing he'd be able to say after so many years, because it'd be the only thing that'd be really strong in his mind. It'd be like the last remnants of information that would be left in his brain. He'd just be like, yeah, the weapons were planted, and he'd have the basic information about the chain of events that happened that led him to believe that the weapons were planted. Instead of using his newfound immortality to better himself and to discover the mysteries of the universe, he'd be that stupid asshole that always reminds people about that guy who got a knee on his neck. He'd be sitting there in some alien museum, and people would be like, "Hey, what's that? Is that a human brain in a robot?" Aliens.
Yeah, the aliens would look over at his robotic ass in a museum, and they'd be like, "Hey, look, it's a Homo sapien brain in a robot," and they'd be like, "Wow, that robot could probably tell us a lot of stuff about mankind before they destroyed themselves." And then the alien guy who is in charge of the museum goes, "Yeah, you'd think that, but all this robotic motherfucker can do is just tell you about one particular event in history." And they'd be like, "Why is that?" "Oh, I don't know. It seems before he died, before his brain was transplanted into the robot, he was unnaturally obsessed with that one particular event, and he never moved on." But the only thing that I think would probably be more confusing than that robot guy would probably be the internet. Because mankind would be completely, utterly dead. No one would be there other than that robot guy to put anything into context. And they'd be sitting there like, "Huh, well, this website says that ginseng is good for you. But this other website actually says that ginseng is not good for you."
I think eventually websites would run out of power.
Well, yeah, the websites would run out of power, but the digital mainframes that the actual information would be saved on, some of them might survive depending on how the world ends, the total destruction and such. But anyway, because there are so many conflicting things on the internet that the aliens would look at the information and just be like, "I don't even know what to make of this."
All those contradicting shit on the internet. One thing will say one thing, another one.
Yeah.
Will say nothing.
What?
It's completely opposite.
Yeah. What one website?
Anything that you can type in.
Yeah. One website will say, "Yeah, coffee is good for you," and then another website says, "No, coffee is not good for you. If you drink too much of it, it constricts your blood vessels and can lead to like a whole list of blood disorders, and then and they'd be sitting there and be like, yeah, the human race had to face against the coronavirus in this certain year. Yeah, what information have you found about that? Well, that according to what the internet says, they created a vaccine in this certain year, but other websites say that there was no vaccine and that it was a huge hoax, and that the stuff in the vaccine was designed to kill people. And they're like, wait, so why would the human beings create a vaccine that would give them resistance against a pathogen and then put things in the vaccine that would possibly kill people?
Then it'd be like, what? Some site said that. Oh, some weird place, some weird internet site called Facebook.
Yeah, if aliens based the entire history of human beings on the shit that was said on Facebook, the aliens would be so fucking confused. They'd be like, okay, this guy says that Donald Trump is a racist, but this other guy says that Donald Trump is not a racist and that he's an American patriot. Which one of these statements is fact and which one is not? And then they'd be like, well, considering that we haven't been able to recover the information from Donald Trump's corpse's brain, we're completely unaware of what's fact and what's not.
They couldn't find the person who left those comments.
Yeah, because I could see they're sitting there and they're like, okay, this comment was left by so-and-so, by Bill Nye the Science Guy, 420. Let's find out who Bill Nye the Science Guy 420 was. And then they're trying to find his actual physical location, only to look at his profile and see there's no personal information at all on his profile. The guy just basically created that profile just to troll people on Facebook, and there's no personal information whatsoever on there.
And of course, he's going out for drugs. That means he's on drugs.
Right, he's a weed smoker. And the thing...
Oh no, not I!
But the thing... but the thing that I could also see is I could see even with the aliens' super advanced technologies that they would still be confused, because I could see them going, okay, we located a scholar. Really? Yeah. According to the information we gathered on Earth, this guy created the most intricate knowledge system ever. Really? Who is he? He is the guy who invented Wikipedia.
Wikipedia, and they're only 85% or 90% right.
Right.
And certain schools, anyone in the 10th, 11th, or 12th grade are not allowed to use it.
Yeah.
Or college students.
Yeah, college students are not allowed to cite Wikipedia because a large portion of the time the information that they have on there is not accurate. But I could see them...
It's like 90% accurate, and they leave shit out.
Right. I could see the aliens finding the corpse of the guy who invented Wikipedia, and they're like, okay, let's upload his brain and get the remnants of information out of there to find out if Wikipedia is accurate. And then when they see that the guy's brain contains just like remedial knowledge about Wikipedia, they're like, wait, this guy was supposed to have invented Wikipedia, but he barely knows anything about his own creation. And then when they find out that instead of the guy being noble and inventing Wikipedia for the betterment of mankind, when they find out that he just basically built that shit so he could get a steady paycheck, they'd be like, oh man, what the hell? They're like, this guy, he wasn't a noble historian or anything, he was just a greedy fuck. And then they're like, oh, we just discovered another great inventor guy. Really? Yeah, Steve Jobs. He made a lot of really good technology on this planet that was used for years. Okay. Let's dig him up and see what his brain looks like. And then when they find out that a lot of Steve Jobs' technology was created by other people and that he took all the credit, they'd be like, oh shit, this guy is not a noble inventor at all. He's just some guy who had other people do all the work and he was just taking credit for it. Yeah, they'd be like, yeah, some guy named Wozniak did all the programming for everything that he created.
But they could take, I think it's Bill Gates and Bill Gates. Bill Gates and Bill Gates actually did a lot of work.
Yeah, the thing.
Apple and Microsoft.
Yeah, when
they actually did that shit. They did this work themselves.
Yeah, when they actually created the Apple computers, they did a lot of the programming themselves. But once they got like public funding, then they just outsourced all their work to other people. It was stupid because I thought that that Microsoft was the inventor of the mouse. Nope, turns out that was a Russian invention. They're just basically like, wow, that's a pretty cool invention. Let's steal that shit. It was stupid because the guy who actually invented it was suing Microsoft for years, but he never got any credit or any money for his invention. Microsoft just basically took that shit, put it on their computers, and he never got any recognition or royalties for his invention.
I think that same thing happened to Wright brothers. Now their country started building planes.
Well, I think another thing that's funny that a lot of people who are obviously racist use to show that they're not racist is when they make that stupid comment about how peanut butter was invented by a black guy. But the thing that I actually thought was so funny was when I did some actual research because I wanted to know exactly who it was, which black guy invented peanut butter, and what the actual setting, like the.
Maybe I should pause and see about peanut butter. We check this open other tab.
Yeah, I wanted to see exactly which events happened to where he invented peanut butter. But the thing that was stupid was a lot of the information is vague.
Oh, there it is. Who invented peanut butter?
Yeah, it's like vague as fuck.
Oh, so that's not a black guy. It's Marcellus Gilmore Edison.
Yeah, they say that Gilmore Edison guy invented peanut butter, but then when you type in black man who invented peanut butter, this other guy, I don't even remember the guy's name because
Wait, there.
Because the information on him, it's so vague. There's like, yeah, there was a black man who invented peanut butter. You can go on Google or Wikipedia to try to find information about the black guy who invented peanut butter, and they're just like, yeah, this is his name, or this is supposedly what he did, and I'm just like, okay, why did he do that? What was his motive to invent peanut butter? But it doesn't actually explain his motives. It's just like, yeah, he might have invented peanut butter. I'm like, okay, he might.
I think it also says something about Kellogg patented process for creating peanut butter from raw beans.
Right.
We checked out. There is actually a black guy picture that didn't pop up in.
Yeah, because I thought it was so weird because I was just like, so black man invented peanut butter, and I'm looking around for him. And
it says George Washington Carver.
George Washington Carver, that was his name.
I don't know why they say two different people. I think he just made a different type.
Well, what does
Let me see what year it says he made it.
Yeah, because a lot of people will be like, yeah, did you know peanut butter was invented by a black man? And then you get on there, you see that Washington Carver guy, and you're just like, how did you invent peanut butter? I think it just gives some vague details, and then you're just like, I'm just like, what the fuck? Really? That's it? Damn, building this fucking wooden structure is taking forever. But yeah, I think it's funny that that's I think it's funny that that's their basic go-to. Every time they say something racist, they try to deflect by mentioning that Carter guy and that he supposedly invented peanut butter.
Well, it mostly says message to soil depletion so far.
Wait, it's talking about soil depletion?
Yeah, he inventor who promoted alternative crops to cotton and methods to prevent soil depletion so far. We keep going down.
So what was? So basically, it's saying that he was like a crops guy.
And then keep reading.
Soil erosion. What the hell? I didn't even see that. I didn't even
So he grew peanuts and we keep reading.
So
and sweet potatoes.
So they're trying to say that because he grew peanuts.
I haven't read it all yet. There's so much to read.
So basically, he's done a lot of shit, and instead of them having a summary or like an index, they're like, yeah, this is everything that he did.
Yeah, they don't have to read it all. We'll talk about that.
Because I mean.
Oh, he made a lot of the recipes that are in peanut butter.
Wait, he made recipes for peanut butter? But isn't peanut butter just basically ground up peanuts?
Let's see.
Because I know that they put something in there so it'll stay liquefied, but I figured it was just ground up peanuts.
Wait. Let me actually read that. Most popular. No, 105. Whoops, I misread that. 105 food recipes using peanuts.
Oh, okay.
Keep reading.
105 recipes using peanuts. That's a lot of fucking peanuts recipes. I mean, what the hell? Hundreds of recipes using peanuts. That's a lot of fucking peanuts recipes. $105 recipes, like hundreds of recipes. That guy must have devoted his entire fucking life to peanuts. I mean, was that guy's dick hard for peanuts? I mean, what the fuck? 105. I mean, I could see why someone would think that he invented peanut butter if he had hundreds of recipes involving peanuts. Damn. I mean, 105. I mean, Jesus, was the guy smashing up peanuts and jacking off with them? He's like, peanuts, peanuts, they make my dick hard. Damn. I mean, Jesus Christ, 105 fucking peanut-based recipes. I mean,
let's see if we
105.
still so much data.
I mean, if someone told me that that after the guy died, he was reincarnated as the planner's peanut guy, I would believe it.
Basically, like Johnny Appleseed. I don't know if Johnny Appleseed actually existed.
Yeah, he's like the Johnny Appleseed of peanuts. He's like, I like peanuts. They make my dick hard. Peanuts, peanuts, peanuts.
Damn, he lived for a long time, 79 years old when he died.
He lived for 79 years.
Yeah, and he was born in 1864.
1864.
Yeah, it was odd for someone to live that long.
Damn. What the fuck? Did he come up with some peanut-based recipe that extended his lifespan or some shit?
I don't know.
He's like, these peanuts don't make me live forever.
Yeah, he was actually born into slavery.
He was born into slavery, damn. So basically, he's sitting there, goes, I'll show the white man. They tried to murder me when I was a slave. I'm gonna show those motherfuckers. I'm gonna outlive every one of those white sons of bitches.
Pretty much that's what he did.
He's sitting there, and the former guy who used to own him is sitting there on his deathbed. Just then the guy, ha, fucker, I outlived your ass. You may have owned me way back in the day, but now you're laying in bed on the verge of death. Say hello to Satan for me, motherfucker. I mean, I could see that. Some guy sitting there in hell. He's like, so, what did you do? Oh, I tortured and burned children. What? You tortured and burned children? Yeah. What did you do? Oh, I was a slave owner. Oh, is that it? Well, I brutally beat the shit out of other human beings until they were on the verge of death. Oh, shit. You're fucked up. Oh, this is coming from the guy who burned children? Yeah, I burned children, but at least I'm not a fucking racist. And the guy's like, oh, Jesus. I could see the guy being in hell, and then Adolf Hitler goes, damn man, I killed Jews, but at least I had the smarts not to fuck with the black man. And then they'd be like,
I didn't know there was a Minneapolis, Kansas.
Minneapolis, Kansas?
Yeah, that's where you got his diploma. I knew about Minneapolis, Minnesota, but I never knew there was Minneapolis, Kansas.
That's funny. Someone said, someone's like, Kansas, that's where Smallville lived.
That's where Clark Kent lived.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah, in the show Smallville, that's where he lived. But I think, yeah, because I could literally see Adolf Hitler being in hell. Like, yeah, I killed millions of Jews, but even I didn't go there. The slave owner's like, oh, you too, Hitler? Yeah, man, you shouldn't have done that. You're a bad man. You're a bad man. And then someone's like,
then they start fighting.
Yeah, I could see Adolf Hitler fighting some slave owner guy in hell. And
well, actually, I think Hitler did some weird statements about the black man.
Well, yes, Adolf Hitler did say that the United States was was what the hell was he? What he said that the entire prosperity of America was built on the blacks of the Negro slaves, but considering the time period in which he said it, the weird thing is that his statement, instead of it being racist, it was probably insanely accurate, considering that a large portion of the industry at the time was done by slaves. He's basically sitting there and he looks over and he sees slaves doing pretty much.
Wouldn't see the slaves before.
Well, he was basically sitting there, and then he gets information that says that a large portion of American industry is done by slaves, and he's just like, yeah, basically all those Negroes are doing all their work, and then people are like, oh man, Hitler, that's racist. What are you talking about? The black guys are doing all the work. And then they're like, oh, you meant it.
Now the Mexicans, now the Spanish Americans are doing all the work.
Yeah, now that there's no slavery, now America's like, damn, we can't boss around the black man anymore. What are we gonna do? Well, there are these other dark-skinned people on the other side of this border over here that are literally living in a country that's comparable to hell itself. Why don't we exploit those motherfuckers? Basically, the nanosecond, they're like, hey, American guy, our lives suck. Can we come over here and get better lives? You willing to work for $2 an hour? Well, I guess. Okay, yeah, come on over. I need my toilet cleaned. Wait, I don't want to clean your toilet. You want that $2, motherfucker? Oh, damn. And then, black guys are looking over at the Mexicans and they're like, well, it seems like the white man is exploiting other people. And then instead of, being like, hey, don't do that, they're gonna, exploit the shit out of you. They're just like, huh, I'm glad it's not us anymore. And then some smart black man's like, shouldn't we warn them that white man's just using them for cheap labor? Fuck that shit. We had to endure years of slavery. Let those fuckers learn that the white man's evil on their own. But the thing that I find funny is that instead of the Mexican people working for the white man for a couple years and then just be like, oh damn, we're being exploited. We better not work for the white man anymore. They're just like...
I said, I don't think the slaves had a choice.
Well, after slavery ended,
yeah, after it ended,
they were still working on farms for the white man because they had no choice, because there was no other available work. But yeah, basically instead of the Mexican people being like, yeah, we're being exploited, we better stop. They're just like,
talk about peanut milk.
Peanut milk? What the fuck? The thing that's funny is that I'm actually surprised that the people who made almond milk didn't get sued if that guy invented peanut milk.
No way. The potential we can solve for peanut milk, and I haven't read any patent in it yet.
Oh, so basically way back in the day, this guy was like, hey, you know what? We should make a milk alternative out of peanuts. People are like, peanut milk, that'll never fucking happen. And now, in modern times, we got almond milk. People are like, almond milk is a great alternative. I bet if that guy was alive, he's like, I said that years ago! And people...
When he was talking about it, someone, right when he started discussing it, like 2 years before he was discussing it, someone else had secured it.
Oh, so he's sitting there. He's like, yeah, peanut milk would be a great alternative for people who can't have dairy products. And then some other guy, probably some other white guy, is like, damn, that's a great idea.
No, actually, the other guy had a patent on it 2 years before he started talking about it.
Wait, so basically, he's sitting there. He's like, yeah, peanut milk would be a great idea. And then some other guy's like, I already came up with that shit.
Yeah, some white less shit.
So maybe maybe he was sitting there and he's like, man, I gotta come up with some more ideas for my peanut recipes. And some guy's like, well, I came up with this crazy idea for this peanut milk. What do you think about it? And he's like, huh, peanut milk. That could actually work. And then the guy is just like, really? You think so? Yeah. How about we work together and make this peanut milk? No way, man. I already patented it. My idea. It's just funny because all these ideas that would seem ridiculous in the past are coming to fruition, and I'm just like,
some guy's like, I love the Oreos and the best cookie ever. What do you mean? Oreos didn't make that company, someone else did. It's that same cookie.
Yeah.
Previous, years before.
I thought it was funny how I watched a YouTube video about that. Basically, Oreo's like, yeah, you see these cookies that have the cream in them? We made that shit. And then I'm sitting there and I was like, wait a minute. So they didn't actually make that shit. They ripped that crap off of some other startup company that went under. And now Oreos is stealing all the profits from some other guy. And they're just basically, yeah, that's what happened. Some other guy came up with that shit, and then after this company went under, Oreos just kind of stepped up and goes, hey, do you know your worthless piece of shit cookie? Yeah, what about them? Can we buy them? Why do you want my piece of shit cookies for? Oh, we just want to do the right thing. We're doing our Christian duty. We're helping you out by buying your idea from you. And he's like, oh, that's really Christian of you. Sure, I'll sell it to you. It's obvious you have no malicious intent. You're not going to buy my idea and then sell it for your own profits. And then he sells that shit to them, and then probably a couple months later, like, haha, motherfuckers, we tricked you. We took your cool idea, and now we're selling it for ourselves, and we're reaping in big profits.
I think that other companies did start making the original.
He's like,
for a small, like for about a year. I'm not sure if they're still making it.
I can see the guy going, oh no, they stole my idea. Now they're making a shit ton of money off of it. They tricked me. Damn you, Oreos. They're like, we tricked them. Now that son of a bitch is gonna be screaming no while we're taking all the profits for ourselves. But I think probably the one thing that I also thought was funny was there I also remember that black guy that guy
George Washington Carver. He's like so much data on him.
You haven't found anything related to peanut butter yet, because you have to skim through so much.
I'm actually reading now.
Oh, you're actually reading it? You're trying to find information about peanut butter, but there's so much data about the man that it's nearly impossible to find the actual information that you're looking for.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if the people who say that he invented peanut butter probably went to do their research like you did, but they got to the point to where they saw the 100 plus peanut recipes, And they're like, "Yep, there's confirmation. He did invent peanut butter." Instead of
He might have actually invented something of a simple form of peanut butter that they didn't consider peanut butter.
well, maybe
Keep feeding.
yeah, maybe he was the first person to actually grind up the peanuts into a paste form or something. Who knows?
I'm trying to find this stuff. Continue.
All right. I think probably another thing that I recently read that was hilarious was apparently the area where the Iron Curtain was, basically the border between Russia and the place that used to be occupied by the Germans. I thought the thing I thought was so funny was the Russians were so afraid that Nazi Germany was going to take over their territory that they put a ginormous wall there, and basically the wall was so fucking huge
That doesn't make no sense. On the actual the picture of him, it said that he died at 70. Right below the picture, it said he died at 79. But when I scroll down to the data, it says 78. Stupid Wikipedia.
So basically, under his picture in the caption, it says that he died at 78.
No, 79.
79.
But in the actual.
In the actual article, it says 1 year earlier.
Yeah, it says 78. Stupid Wikipedia.
It's like you're like, Jesus, get your information accurate, you sons of bitches. But yeah, I only thought it was so funny because apparently when the Russians built the wall between them and Nazi Germany, they were so overzealous in building this fucking wall that they actually had to build a 2-flight staircase on the wall. And the moment I read that, I was like, holy shit, they built that fucking wall from Escape from New York. The one where Snake Plissken had to be zipped, where they had to use the actual cable from the front of that truck to pull him over. The wall was like so ginormously huge in that movie. I was just like, damn, the Germans actually built that ginormous fucking Escape from New York wall to keep the Germans out. I was like, damn. It was so funny because
there's not even. This says born in 1864, but there's no date. There's no day.
They don't know what month.
Or what day or what month he was born. They just don't know the year.
Damn.
Maybe click on that little tiny small number 1. Maybe it might tell me.
But I think, but yeah, it was funny because when I was reading about that wall, they said that every time someone went out on a patrol, because they'd send men to walk on this platform that was on top of the wall, but every time they'd climb up the wall, even though there was a staircase, they had this pole, like a guardrail, on the staircase that they had to attach like a harness to. And I'm like, are you fucking telling me that this fucking wall was so huge that the Germans had to fucking put like a zip line harness thing on the fucking side of their staircase?
There's a bunch of walls. There's the Russian wall, there's the German wall.
Right, but it's just that when the wall is so huge that the 2-story staircase that they installed on it has to have a harness line attached to it, so the people who fall off the staircase don't fall to their death. I was just like, what the fuck? I mean, that's one huge fucking wall. If you have to have like a mountain climbing type harness on your ass, so you don't fall to your death. But the thing that was also amazing was was the fact that after the war ended, they completely tore the wall down. I'm like, so they built a fucking wall that was super huge, so huge to the point to where you...
Around Rocky, hey, we don't hold guns at people. We don't put guns on a wall.
Yeah, we don't hold our people into our country with machine guns and behind walls with barbed wire on them, with razor wire on them. But I think
I think it said that.
Yeah, but it was so funny because they constructed that ginormous wall to keep the Germans out. But then the nanosecond the war ended, they fucking took the entire fucking wall down. I'm like, why the hell would you construct such a ginormous wall that you need safety harnesses and a two-story staircase again? Right, it was so stupid. I was like, just, if you want to be able to get through the wall, just build a gate in it. You don't have to tear down the entire goddamn wall. That
it represented that bad time. He is a cop and he's on in the field. He is a retired policeman. That's me.
But I think the thing, yeah, it was. But the thing that was also funny about that wall was, I guess apparently, the only thing that confused me about how they were able to tear the entire wall down was because when they're describing the wall, they literally said that the Germans drove a fucking army tank into the wall, and the wall was able to stop the army tank. So when a fucking army tank smashes into a wall, and the wall is just like, fuck you, army tank, but yet the fucking Russian government was able to tear the entire fucking wall down in less than a year. I'm like, what the fuck did they use to break down that wall if the wall was able to say fuck you to an army tank? It's stupid because when I get on Google and I'm trying to find information about how the fuck they took that wall down, there's no information about how the fucking wall was taken down.
Jesse did it.
I
Tear down that wall. My name is Jesse Kennedy. Runs full speed, and his head bounces off the wall and he falls down.
I could actually see Jesse going, I can take down that wall.
I can take down that wall.
That wall ain't shit. And then he runs his big, huge, thick head into the wall. And then they're just like, did that motherfucker just run full speed and headbutt that wall? Yeah.
I'm gonna sue.
I can see Jesse saying that. He'd run full speed, slam his head into the wall, and get concussed, and then he threatened to sue them, even though he was the one that came up with the idea to headbutt the wall in the first place. But
you hit that guy with that ball. He should have been standing there.
Oh yeah. He's sitting there and he goes, if you can hit your ball farther than my ball, we'll get right back to work and you can watch your precious hockey game. And then he hits the fucking ball and he goes flying down the street, like all the way down the block, hits that dude in his fucking head. And they're like, you hit that guy. He shouldn't have been there. Wait, if I remember right, he hits that guy, but I think he also hits the wife too.
Yeah, he hits the ball when she's on the side of the roof yelling at him, and the ball knocks her head and she falls off the roof.
Yeah, I think the guy, the moving guy says, I bet you can't do that again. I bet you $20. And yeah. And I think the lady comes out and goes, you hit my husband! I'm gonna sue you! And then she gets knocked in the head. And they're like, oh shit, we better go inside.
Let's pay the man.
Yeah, he looks at him, let's pay the man. Yeah, that's when he gets that idea to hustle people at the driving range.
You're right.
But I think yeah, that golf movie was actually pretty good. But the only part of that movie that I find stupid is when he kills that crocodile, removes its head, and then he tries to give it to the guy as a gift.
He's like, ah! Because he should have known he was traumatized by
that. Because he said he was trying to get his ball out of the water, and the gator comes up and bites his hand off. And he should have known that an event like getting your goddamn hand bit off by an alligator would be traumatic, and that he'd freak out when he saw it. Stupid, because he's like, yeah, I got its head. No, wait, he actually tells him, yeah, I got that gator's head.
No, he's like, no, what he actually said, that gator that got your hand, and then he opens the box, and I think that got his head, and he's like, and he backs up and falls off the window.
He actually tells him that he got the gator's head. He actually tells him that there's a gator's head that's somehow related to the box. But he opens the box and screams. You'd think that when he mentioned the gator's head, then he saw the gator's head, the fact that he told him about the gator's head beforehand would have gave him some kind of notice, hey, there's going to be a fucking gator's head in this box. But no, he sees the gator's head, freaks out, and falls out the window and dies.
Because it had a missing eye, too. Just like the gator.
If I remember right, he actually killed the same gator that took his hand. But the thing that... Yeah. But the thing that... he actually tells him that he got it. And he gave it to him as a gift to thank him for training him. But he still screams and falls out the fucking window. When I saw that, I was just like, dude, he told you that he was giving you the gator's head as a gift. But yet, when you see the gator's head, you scream and fall out the fucking window? What the hell is wrong with you? But I think
he got post-traumatic stress disorder from that alligator.
He must, though. But another thing that I also find also kind of stupid is how he's at the putt-putt golf course, and the clown kind of trolls him by spitting the ball back out at him. And then he goes, "You're gonna die, clown!" And he starts fucking up the mini golf course because the clown laughed at him. And then that guy who holds up the quiet sign from the golf course sees him and just kind of shakes his head disapproving at him. And I was just like, man, I just thought it was so stupid because when he takes him to the mini golf place, he tells him that the mini golf place is known for having really hard courses, and he knows that the guy he's taking there has an anger problem. So I just find it odd that even because the guy who was holding up the quiet sign at the golf course saw him freak out too, so he also knew that he had an anger problem. So I just don't understand why he's shaking his head in disapproval when he sees him fucking up that clown. I'm like, dude, you know...
I don't see you laughing now, clown.
Yeah, he's like, I don't see you laughing now, clown.
That mechanical clown.
Yeah. So, I'm like, yeah, you know...
Go to your happy place and putt.
Yeah, go to your happy place. Go to your happy place. And I'm just like, dude, you know that he has an anger problem. So you've seen him freak out. So why are you shaking your head in disbelief when he's fucking up that clown? But I think you see what one part of the movie that could have been funny, but they executed it poorly, was that jackass guy.
You will not make this putt, you jackass.
Yeah, you will not make this putt,
Yeah, jackass. You're never getting off that.
You're never gonna get off the beat. You're gonna need umbrella and something.
Sunblock.
Yeah, and sunblock because you're never getting off that beach.
Yeah, jackass.
Right. You see, that jackass guy was supposed to be funny, but to me, he wasn't funny because to me, he just was an irritating asshole.
That's what the point of them. He's gonna get in his head.
Right, but if they would have used
Yeah, I think the golf club went farther than the ball.
right, but I'm thinking if they would have used that guy who was like, "You can do it, Nikki." That guy, the guy who was in the movie Animal. Yeah, if they would have used that "You can do it" guy.
He was, I can't remember his name. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. Well, anyway, if they would have used that guy, as the jackass guy, it probably would have been way funnier.
I think he's mostly known as that stupid movie Gigolo.
Yeah, the Deuce Bigelow guy. If they would have used the Deuce Bigelow guy, I could actually see him actually being funny. Because I mean, if he would have been like, if he, I could actually see him saying the lines and it actually being funny. But that guy, to me, he just seemed really fucking annoying. I was just like, man, that guy's a fucking annoying asshole.
Then he's walking, he gets hit, the guy also hits him with a Volkswagen.
Yeah, he hits him with a Volkswagen.
That's considered,
I was like, dude, are you trying to do vehicular manslaughter on this fucking guy? I mean,
he didn't get killed.
Right. It was like attempted
Hit and run.
Yeah. It was like attempted vehicular manslaughter, hit and run. I was just like, dude, I know that Shooter McGavin is paying you money to distract him, to distract Happy Gilmore. But Jesus, do you have to take it that fucking far? I mean, when Happy Gilmore got hit by that fucking Volkswagen, even Shooter McGavin was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? I mean, even Shooter McGavin,
Volkswagen.
even Shooter McGavin, the guy who was paying him to annoy Happy Gilmore, was like, oh shit, he went too far. I mean, the only thing that I find odd is, yeah, Shooter McGavin gets his comeuppance because he gets beat up by that giant, huge guy.
And all those people.
Yeah, and all those people, because he stole the jacket. But the jackass guy, he never gets any comeuppance, because he crashes the car and then he just runs off.
And that big structure paws looking.
Yeah, that big, huge I guess camera tower falls over. I mean, if Deuce Bigelow.
Shoot around and tie him. No, I'll just beat him now.
Yeah, I mean, if Deuce Bigelow would have been driving the Volkswagen, he would have made it funny, because he'd be driving and he'd be bouncing around and making funny faces when he's driving, and he'd be making funny noises, going, "I'm gonna get you!" Ah! And then it'd be funny, but.
I'll look at his name next.
But when that jackass guy was doing it, it didn't seem funny in the slightest bit. He was just like an annoying asshole.
Some people think that we're talking, when we said that jackass guy, they probably think we're talking about jackass.
The guys who hurt themselves on purpose to get attention. I think the only jackass stunt that I saw that went too far was the one where the guy got gored by that bull. Because because he's sitting there on this teeter-totter thing out in the middle of this like fenced-in area, and there's this bull, and he's hitting the seat of the teeter-totter thing that they're on, and the last person off of the thing wins. I don't know what the fuck they won. You think?
It says right here, Carver is often mistakenly credited for the invention of peanut butter.
He's mistakenly. Oh damn! He actually didn't invent peanut butter.
No, he just has a lot of like 105 different things that he made with peanuts, but it wasn't peanut butter.
Wait, so when people are being racist, and they use that line to cover for their racism, they're actually being inaccurate.
Yeah, Carver is often mistakenly credited with inventing peanut butter. So that way, then Wikipedia.
Wait, so when Brian from Family Guy was saying something racist, and then he tried to cover himself by mentioning that Carver guy, the information that he said was not factual.
Right. And then Stan Smith said the same shit.
So basically, the production companies who wrote those scripts didn't check the facts. They just said some fucking commonly thought thing that is inaccurate. Shit. That's actually pretty funny.
It actually says that right here, even though it says that one guy made peanut butter, it actually says here, and it's like there's another conflicting. That Mars is Gilmore Edison, but it's also saying that Aztecs made peanut butter.
Wait, so they're like, yeah, he didn't make peanut butter, this guy did. Oh, but wait, there's also information that says Aztecs, this ancient civilization, also could have made peanut butter.
And it says Aztecs were known to have made peanut butter from ground peanuts as early as the 15th century.
So what, did some archaeologist find a pot?
Well, what pretty much happened, the Aztecs were making peanut butter, but the Canadian pharmacist Marius Gilmore Edison was awarded the U.S. patent for it.
Oh, so basically,
1884.
Peanut butter has been around for a long time, but that guy was the first one to have the sense to go to the patent office and patent the idea of peanut butter.
Pretty much.
He's like, hey.
In the Aztecs days, I think there was patent offices.
Right.
15th century.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's sitting there and he's reading like some old historical document, and he's like, so they took peanuts and they ground them into a paste. Huh, that sounds like a good idea. I'm gonna patent that shit for myself. It was probably such a commonly used thing that no one thought to patent it until that guy did. Like peanut butter, but it's such a common thing. Somebody had to have patented it before I did, and then he goes in there, submits his patent, and they're like, yeah, surprisingly enough, you're the first motherfucker that ever thought to patent peanut butter. He's like, wow. I'm surprised. Yeah, that's actually pretty funny that the writers for both of those shows actually used misinformation. Wait, so when Donald Trump is going fake news, he's
probably right.
Yeah, the fact that even those shows were passing around misinformation shows that Donald Trump was somewhat accurate in his skepticisms about.
So far, this says he did a lot of stuff with also sweet potatoes. George Washington.
So basically, that guy was like Louis Anderson's mom. You want some sweet potatoes? I got some in the oven. There's more in the garage.
He made sweet potato candies and shit.
And the rest are at the Johnsons. That was pretty funny how he said his mom would make like 3 dozen sweet potatoes and she'd be forcing people to eat them.
Wait. No, again. Let's see. That's weird. Let's say, that's strange. They considered it a candy way back then, but they don't consider that now.
Well, considering that,
I would consider sweet potatoes candy.
well, considering that,
this Wikipedia page.
considering that rock candies, was a big thing for a while. I wouldn't be
It's not me that actually got rolled out.
right, but considering that even rock candy was popular when it's just basically a rip-off of Jolly Ranchers, I'm actually not surprised that that a food that is naturally sweet would be considered like a candy-like substance to people way back in the day. Because they were probably sitting there like, damn, I'm tired of eating steak and potatoes for every meal. What the hell am I gonna eat that's actually interesting? Well, there's this other kind of potato that's actually kind of sweet. It'll be a totally new experience. And they'll be like, oh, okay, that sounds different. Let's try that. And then they basically boil the sweet potatoes and fry their steak, and they're eating it.
Like yourself with the damn bulletins he published actually said.
Wait, so
It's like he published bulletins about peanuts and sweet potatoes, but it doesn't say why.
so the guy would
He also published 5 on cotton, 4 on cowpeas, but it doesn't say what they said.
so the guy actually wrote intellectual papers and distributed them to the public, and then people are like, so do you know his ripoff of a newspaper that talked about sweet peas and stuff, that like sweet potatoes and stuff? Yeah, I remember those. What did he actually tell you about sweet potatoes? Shit, I don't know. It was too long ago. I don't even remember what the fuck he was talking about. Well, what happened to the newspaper flyer thing that he gave you? Oh, I threw that shit away.
They are probably racist.
Cause I could see them reading it maybe like twice and then repurposing it for something else. They're like, well, I read this little flyer thing for like 4 times. I guess I'll use it for toilet paper, or I'll use it to roll my cigarettes with. And then later, his buddy's like, yeah, I'm gonna be making sweet potatoes. Do you got that recipe for sweet potatoes? Oh damn, I did have it, but I used it to roll my cigarettes with. Oh, okay. But yeah, it's kind of weird that that he supposedly wrote all these public service announcements about potatoes, but yet no one remembers what he said.
Didn't actually show the paper said they ignored all, but he didn't say what he said about.
I mean, what happened? Did he write the papers and then people got them and then they look at it and go, oh, nigger shit, and they just throw it in the trash?
Pretty much.
The thing that's funny is that I'm actually pretty sure that that a lot of the stuff he wrote was probably like really deep and important stuff, but because people were racist, they probably didn't even read it. It's like, yeah, did you know that you can improve the taste of a of a potato drastically by putting butter on it? Nigger shit! I ain't doing that.
That hope.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's what they said. They probably just saw it and said that, and then just tossed it.
Oh.
The guy probably.
Let me see, try to find that.
The guy probably could have been.
Deuce Bigelow guy.
Oh yeah, if that Deuce Bigelow guy would have been in that golf movie with Happy Gilmore,
Oh, Deuce Bigelow, Bigelow, there it is.
the movie would have been probably 100 times better. Because that jackass guy, he sucked. But yeah, because for some reason...
Oh, Rob Schneider.
Yeah, Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
He probably would have been way better at that part. Because no matter what ridiculous role Rob Schneider has to play in an Adam Sandler movie, he just owns it. I mean, when yeah, because when they're like, yeah, you're a redneck motherfucker, and you just basically look over and be like, you can do it with as much enthusiasm as you can muster. He does that shit. He's like, you can do it.
Maybe I'm pronouncing it not Slater, but Skyner.
But anyway, yeah. Rob, and when
oh, he was born in the 60s.
Yeah, because I could see
on Halloween.
On Halloween.
Yeah.
Wow. Because I could see if Rob Schneider was in that bug car, he'd be driving the bug car, but he'd be bouncing around all over the place, obnoxiously, to give the scene like some funny energy. That's like his whole thing. No matter what he's doing, he brings some kind of obnoxious energy to it, which makes the scene actually interesting to watch.
Oh yeah, isn't that movie Sylvester Stallone? I bring you luck.
Yeah, the entire time he was in Judge Dredd, he always brought like some kind of obnoxious energy to whatever was happening. Like when he was complaining about having a fireball up his ass, he was so energetic in the scene that you actually believed that he didn't want a fireball up his ass.
No one does.
Right. Because, I mean, that guy...
There's a madman out there. Yeah, there's one here too.
Yeah. You actually believed the scene. You're like, yeah, Judge Dredd, he's crazy. But that jackass guy, he just said the lines that had no energy behind it. It's like they said, yeah, you're an asshole. Oh, okay. And he just did the asshole thing and didn't bring anything of his own to the scene. But Rob Schneider, if he did that scene, he'd bring that obnoxious energy to it and it'd be funny. He just wouldn't be some asshole that says jackass. He'd be the obnoxious asshole. And it'd be funny. He'd have the energy and the momentum that would be needed to make it funny. I think
I don't know why that's weird. The author goes by Ellie King. I think it says Ellie King or Eli King.
Yeah, she goes by. I think she. Damn, I can't remember, but I think she goes by her mom's last name.
Oh, doesn't say.
Doesn't say the mom's.
It's like on her profile. Oh no, it's just what she's professional.
Oh, it's her her stage name.
Let me see what.
I guess she doesn't want to associate with her dad because. But then again, that's kind of stupid because if everybody knew that she was Rob Schneider's daughter, she'd get this instant fan base of everyone who's seen Rob Schneider's movies.
Right.
Maybe she's like, oh, I don't need my dad's help. I can do this on my own. I can get fans on my own. I don't need my famous dad's help. I can do this on my own.
That's weird. Doesn't say her mother's name.
Doesn't say the mom's name.
No.
What? Did Rob Schneider knock her up and then she goes into witness protection so no one knows that she had sex with Rob Schneider? She was like, you had sex with Rob Schneider. Your standards must be pretty low. She's like, no, Rob Schneider's actually a pretty good guy. Yeah, okay, whatever. You just had sex with him because he's famous. Maybe the mother of Rob Schneider's daughter has her own acting career, and she doesn't want people to tag her fame onto Rob Schneider's career. But then again, that just she must be one hell of an actress if she doesn't want to be affiliated with Rob Schneider. Because pretty much every because pretty much every Adam Sandler movie that comes out, Rob Schneider always gets a role. But I think maybe the one role that he did that I mean, he brought a lot of energy to it, but it was a role that I just couldn't understand was when he was in Grown Ups, and he was that guy who had sex with that old lady.
Hey, remember that kite that key that's on Benjamin Franklin's kite? That was the key to her apartment.
Yeah, I mean, because they were making a lot of jokes about her being old, and that might have been the reason why she was in the movie in the first place, to facilitate all those old people jokes. But other than that, I couldn't understand why his character was dating such an older woman. I mean,
actually, probably he was dating in the show, but the real crazy thing is, with all the makeup and all the hair dye, he could actually be in real life close to her age in that movie.
Oh, so you're saying that maybe the old lady in the movie was actually closer to his own age, but they used prosthetics and makeup to make her seem older?
And make him seem younger.
Yeah, that might be.
Actually, I don't know how old she was or how old he was at the time.
Right, but the thing that...
Damn, I already forgot.
Yeah.
Brain damage.
In the 60s, I think.
The 60s TV.
Yeah, but anyway...
Oh, wait, I think it was later than that.
Yeah, but I think the thing that was funny was a lot of people...
I already forgot.
A lot of people, when they saw that movie, they're like, oh, you don't understand. They put her in the movie because they were trying to make a statement about people's sexual preferences and stuff. I was like, are you trying to say that they were trying to make a sexual fetish joke, and that it completely utterly failed because they never addressed that's what they were going for? Like, yeah, that's probably what they were doing. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure that they just wanted a laugh because Rob Schneider's character was fucking some old bitch.
The Kooky and Deuce Bigelow, Mel Gigolo, it says her role was Kooky Girl. But wasn't the Kooky Girl the girl that walked into the house when it was on that sex channel?
I don't know.
What are you watching? He's like, how many cookies do I need to buy? And he bought a whole bunch of boxes.
Oh yeah, that
Girl Scout.
Yeah, but I think what he was watching was some kind of adult movie.
Yeah.
But I think but yeah, it was so funny because
Why didn't you just turn off the TV when someone knocked?
I don't know.
He had brain damage.
I'm thinking that maybe I think maybe they were trying to make a joke about the cliched shit that happens in porn movies.
Or you'd be sitting there watching them. But
yeah, you'll be sitting there watching a porn movie, thinking you won't be disturbed, and all of a sudden someone just shows up from nowhere. Plus, like what the hell was it? A lot of the scenarios in porn movies are fucking stupid. Like the fucking pizza guy shows up and starts fucking some bitch, or the meter guy or the plumber guy. They're just basically saying that maybe they were saying that a lot of the scenarios that happen in those movies are just fucking stupid.
pretty much.
They're basically making a statement that the scenarios were stupid and that that every time you go to watch a porn movie, you'll be disturbed because it's just a cliched fucking thing that always happens. It's just something that happens in everyday life that you can't escape from. No matter where you are or what you're doing. Even if you think you're 100% secure, someone will find a way to disturb you. But I think, but yeah, I think another thing that I also thought was funny was in the show Grown Ups, they have the two super hot daughters, and then they have the
standard daughter.
Yeah, the standard one. And people were just like, does the standard daughter only look like she does because she's in close proximity of the other girls? Or did they use some kind of special effects or something? And the thing that I thought was funny was I found out that the casting department literally spent weeks trying to find someone who actually looked like Rob Schneider. And I was like, are you telling me that the casting department actually went out and seeked out this girl because she looked like Rob Schneider? And they're like, yeah. And it was funny because they actually said that the two other women who were supposed to be the exceptionally hot daughters were actually recruited from a model agency. And I was just like, so basically they got like some top tier super hot chicks to play next to the Rob Schneider lookalike chick, just to emphasize her averageness. They're like, yeah, basically they got the most hottest fine piece of ass that they could find to play the daughters, just to emphasize the ugliness of the other chick. And I was like, damn.
I don't think she was ugly. It's standard.
Right, but basically they wanted they wanted to basically convey, yeah, compared to this fine piece of ass, that girl's somewhat ugly.
Yeah, 63. I was right.
Oh, 63? Yeah.
1963 was born on Halloween.
Yeah. But I think probably
I'm trying to find those daughters' mother's name is.
Oh, that's right. That's what I was trying to get to. But anyway, I think probably the other than than Rob Schneider having sex with that old bitch. The only other part that I find odd about that Kronos movie was the arrow roulette game, where they shot the arrow up in the air, and the last person to run away.
Rob Schneider is kind of stupid because he thinks childhood vaccinations causes autism.
He thinks that childhood vaccinations cause autism?
Yeah, I think he's...
What isn't autism a genetic disorder?
I don't know everything about autism, but we can read a little bit on it.
But anyway, yeah, I thought it was funny when they were playing arrow roulette, and Rob Schneider gets an arrow in the foot. Instead of them saying, "Yeah, we were playing arrow roulette," they made up that lie about how Rob got shot by an Indian. And they're like, "Rob got shot by an Indian?" And instead of them saying what do you, well, I look like a fucking idiot. There's no fucking Indians out here. They just accepted the fact that he got shot in the foot by an Indian.
I don't actually remember his name in the movie.
Yeah, but it was funny because they're like, he got shot in the foot by an Indian, and they just accepted what he said as fact. The only thing that I thought was funny about that, I was just like, I get that the arrow roulette scenario was funny, but I'm just kind of wondering.
I don't care about autism. I'm just past it.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of funny that I was just like
that one guy who had autism in that one movie can instantly know how many objects that fell.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's
the movie about card counting.
Yeah, not all autistic people can do that.
Yeah, but anyway,
it's a small proportion of them can.
Yeah. But the thing that I thought was so funny was I was just like, where in the hell did they come up with that concept of arrow roulette? I mean, Adam Sandler must have been on YouTube watching like YouTube fail videos, and he comes across this arrow roulette video on YouTube, and he's just like, wow, that's some funny shit. And they must have used that video as inspiration for their arrow roulette scene.
Wait, I should be able to see what his name is. And I go, oh, wait a minute. His name was actually Rob in that movie?
Wait, so Rob Schneider's character's name was Rob?
Yeah, you know that.
Damn.
It must be really easy to respond to if your name's already Rob.
Yeah. Instead of having a unique character name.
Personally, his character's name was Rob Hillard. His name is Rob Schneider, so it's really easy to react to it.
Yeah, it's like what do you want your name to be in this movie? You can come up with any name that you want. Let's have my name be Rob. But your real name's Rob. So?
Rob Hillard.
But I think, but yeah, because when I saw that arrow roulette thing, I was just like, yeah, that had to be something they saw on YouTube. But I think the thing that was also dumb was he gets shot in the foot with that arrow, and they patch it up, but then later they keep referring back to it, because like he'll be sitting there and they'll be doing something, and then he gets his foot stepped on, and he's like, "Ah, my arrow wound." And I'm just like, dude, yeah, you got shot in the foot by an arrow. Go to the fucking hospital. Why are you still hanging around when you got shot in the fucking foot with an arrow? But
Any type of
But then again, I'm pretty sure that if he went to the hospital, they'd be like, yeah, how the hell is it that
Yeah, Jack Nicholson's old.
Oh, the guy from The Shining?
Yeah. He's 84 years old.
Damn.
Jesus. I didn't know he's that old. He's funny. Jack Nicholson's probably gonna die in like a couple years.
Like, Jack Nicholson's gonna die. And they're like, well, yeah, of course. He's old as fuck.
84 years old. That's old. He obviously, yeah.
Oh, damn. The moment you said, 84 years old, it reminded me of, that movie, where that guy, where it's like, oh brother, we're out now. After my escape, I'll be 84 years old by the time I get out of jail. I'll only be 82. 84 years old! He's attacking him. The big rock candy mountain. But yeah, it's funny because now when I'm like, man, he's 84 years old, and it's funny because the first movie I think of when I think of him is The Shining, and now that I know that The Shining has aged so much, I'm like, damn. It's funny because even now, the movie still holds its own. You could watch the movie today, and you'd still be like, wow, the special effects in this movie still hold up today. Because it's funny because he's like in his 80s, but when you see the scene where he's looking out the window all crazy, even now, that crazy look that he makes out the window still is better than any scene in any other movie that I've seen today. If I had if someone said, man, what's the most extreme example of insanity that you've ever seen from any movie? The scene where Jack Nicholson is looking out the window, all insane. But that movie's like old as fuck. Hasn't any other movie come out that's topped it? Nope. Not one movie has topped it. And they'd be like, damn. that says something about movies these days. And then somebody would be like, what about Thanos? He showed true insanity when he wanted to kill everyone in the universe. Yeah, but Thanos sucks balls in comparison to when Jack Nicholson was looking out the window all crazy.
Yeah, he supposedly gave some woman brain trauma. Jack Nicholson did.
Jack Nicholson gave someone brain damage?
Yeah, he gave some woman brain trauma.
Does it explain why he gave her brain damage?
Let me see.
It was probably on.
Let me see.
It was probably our mom. She's like, you owe me back child support. I don't even have any kids with you. I want your money, Jack Nicholson. I don't know you. You're gonna be paying all my bills, Jack Nicholson. It's actually kind of funny because when that new Shining movie came out with Danny Torrance as the lead character, that movie was good.
It just said he insulted a woman, but didn't say if you punched her a bunch of times. It said she was
She was assaulted?
Yeah, it said she was assaulted. Yeah, assaulted. And she claims that she was assaulted, that the assault gave her brain trauma.
But an assault could mean anything.
Like a punch, maybe.
He could have punched her, he could have kicked her, he could have spit on her, he could have threw a Jack Daniels bottle at her head. But
he did give her a settlement for all $40,000.
He probably didn't want to go to court. He's sitting there, and then
of course, because he was going to pay a woman $1,000 for sex.
Yeah. The thing, I just find that irritating when they're like, yeah, he assaulted her. What did he do? What do you mean he assaulted her? Did he kick her? Did he punch her? Did he drive over her with a lawnmower? What the fuck did he do, motherfucker? Assaulting somebody can mean a lot of things. In a certain state, you spit on someone. That's an assault. Fucking be more specific with what you mean, motherfucker. And then someone's like, okay. Jack Nicholson punched her. Okay. I guess you should say that instead of saying he assaulted her. But then again, compared to other things that other celebrities have done, being punched by Jack Nicholson is probably one of the least extreme things that could happen to you. Considering that there was that football player that sexually assaulted that lady in that elevator, that would probably be way worse. I'm pretty sure that chick had to choose between being punched by Jack Nicholson one time or being raped by some football guy. She'd probably pick being punched.
Well, let's see. Does he like New York Yankees, Los Angeles Lakers?
Yeah, they have because every time he goes to a basketball or football game, the paparazzi always gets pictures of him just hanging out and doing nothing. I'm just like, okay, so you got a picture of him just sitting on his ass. Why is that picture worth $40,000? That's another thing that I could see me making big money on. I'd be sitting there, I become famous for some unknown reason, and then some paparazzi guy comes up to me and goes, "Hey dude, if you let me take a picture of you taking a bite out of this sandwich, I can get $10,000 for it. Pose for this picture of you eating a sandwich, I'll give you half." And I'd be like, deal. $5,000 for a picture of me eating a sandwich? No problem.
Actually, one of his first movies, he was in 1958.
Damn. His first movie was in 1958?
Yeah, and those stupid idiots online were saying his first movie was The Shining. They didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. His first movie was The Shining. No, fucking it wasn't. His first fucking movie was in 1958, years before The Shining.
Wait,
that shit was stupid.
Wait, was that back in the black and white TV era, or was it just after?
I actually don't know. I don't remember.
But,
I think it was in black and white.
Damn, that's a while ago. But anyway, yeah, because I can see if I became all famous and shit, I'd be posing for pictures and making money off of it. The only thing that I find...
Wait. Okay, his name is Jack Nicholson, but in The Shining, his name is Jack Torrance.
Wait, so he pulled a Rob Snyder?
Yeah. His name is Jack Nicholson, but in The Shining, his name is Jack Torrance.
So, maybe they had a different name planned out for him.
And in Batman, he was also the Joker, and his name was Jack Napper. Napier.
Yeah, Napier.
Napier.
So basically, damn, they called him Jack in pretty much every
2 movies. So.
Yeah, in 2 major roles. But then again, yeah, his Joker role, he had a lot of crazy energy in that movie too.
I don't get
But the
last movie, this stupid Wikipedia says that he did was How Did You Do in 2010. That's 11 years ago. What the hell happened for? He's still alive.
He's still alive and he's still doing movies, but I think
the Wikipedia page might not be updated.
Yeah, I think that the only movie that I saw him in where he had that raw crazy energy that I actually didn't like was the anger management one, because you've got
in 2003.
You've got Jack Nicholson.
Dr. Buddy died out.
Yeah, because you've got Jack Nicholson, who's known for his crazy energy, and then you've got then you got Adam Sandler, who's known
That's comedy.
for comedy, and you put them both in the same scene, and they're just basically
I don't think they're about to well.
Yeah, they were basically doing a dick measuring contest. They were trying to see who could be funnier, and who could be more energetic. But
well, it says it was updated. Like this page was last edited 23rd of April, 2021. What day is it? I think it's the 24th. Yeah, it is the 24th.
But yeah,
I did it yesterday.
But yeah, with Jack Nicholson trying to fill the scene with his crazy energy, and Adam Sandler trying to fill the scene with his comedy energy. I guess his I'm a stupid dope energy that he basically does in every one of his movies. Because basically in every one of his movies, he's basically that stupid ass that everyone's fucking over. In that movie, he was just basically the stupid ass that everyone was fucking over.
Yeah, he did retire from movies.
He
in 2010. How Do You Do? Which he reportedly retired due to memory loss. He had problems remembering lines.
He's got Alzheimer's.
No, it just said it doesn't say he has Alzheimer's. It just says.
He's just not mentally sharp enough to remember all the lines.
Yeah, he said that's what it says. Retired.
He was just getting too old.
Which he reported retired due to memory loss.
He's basically sitting there, and then someone goes, "Okay, say your line." What was my line again? Look, come on, you're fucking Jack Nicholson. You're better than this. I'm old as fuck, man. Give me a fucking break here.
So he talking about the memory problems when he was about 73.
Like, I've been doing this longer than you've been alive.
Look up how old Morgan Freeman is.
Morgan Freeman, damn, he's got to be way up there by now. I know he's over 60, but I don't think he's over 90 yet.
Morgan Freeman is 83.
83, okay. The thing that I find funny about Morgan Freeman is that even though he's too old to do action movies, he still brings in a steady amount of cash by doing voiceover work. Basically,
like what happened? Morgan Freeman bought the old guy who does the voice of Rex in Toy Story. Round 1, fight! And then they go and they be watering it all slow.
I think probably one YouTube video that I saw that was actually kind of funny was they had that guy who sings the Toy Story song. You got a friend in me.
Yeah, they had him fighting in
Randy Newman. Yeah, they had him fighting somebody.
I think it was, what's that guy? Weird guy. He's been dead for a couple of years. Even in hell, I get no respect.
Yeah, Rodney Dangerfield.
Rodney Dangerfield fought that singer from Toy Story.
Yeah,
It's like some type of celebrity death match in that stupid clay.
Yeah, clay animation. But I think the thing that was so funny about that is that Randy Newman kept postponing the fight because he'd be sitting there and then he'd just start singing about random shit. Like the guy, he was about to fight the guy and then he starts singing about how he's gonna fight the guy, and the other guy got pissed and just started attacking him. And I was just like, yeah, I get that Randy Newman is known for singing, but you have to dance on the motherfucker's grave by having them sing in your little claymation show. But I think the thing that I also thought was funny was that Toy Story itself will live on forever, not because the movie itself was loved by children of all ages. It will live on because of all the parodies that came out after the concept of Toy Story came out. Because once people got in their head that toys are alive and can move around and talk and walk and shit when you're not around, that completely opened the door for all kinds of parodies to come out. There was this one parody that I remember seeing where Buzz Lightyear was talking to Woody, and he's like, yeah, ever since Woody grew up.
No, Andy.
Yeah, Andy. Ever since, yeah, he's like, yeah, Woody, ever since Andy grew up, Andy hasn't been playing with us anymore. And it shows this silicone love doll, and he's like, what the hell are you talking about? Andy plays with me all the time. And then when they turn towards the doll to go, oh, well, what do you guys do? Then it kind of fades to black, and I was like, oh, come on, motherfucker. If you're going to go there, finish the goddamn joke.
Okay, Morgan Freeman is 83. I'm going to see how old that guy was who did Rax of the Place.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're gonna do the joke that when Andy became a teenager, he bought one of those silicone love dolls and was fucking it. You gotta actually dedicate yourself to the joke and finish the fucking thing. I mean, what the hell is the point of even bringing the love doll into the conversation if you're not gonna finish the joke? I mean, if I did that parody, I would if YouTube was like, oh, that's not appropriate, I would have at least had done like a parody of like one of the Peanuts characters where
Yeah.
where the doll.
The guy who did Rex voice is 77.
The guy who did Rex is 77.
Yeah, Rex from Toy Story.
So basically, both of those fuckers are old as hell, and they both need walkers or canes if they were gonna fight. Because I mean that parody would have been funnier if the doll would have been like, "What are you talking about? Andy plays with me all the time," and then Buzz is like, "What do you mean?" And then the doll would have went wah 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 or something, and then it would have shown Buzz Lightyear and Woody's horrified face expressions when the doll is explaining exactly what Andy did. That would actually make the joke funnier, because you could have the doll actually deliver the information and still have it be safe for YouTube, and then you could deliver the full punchline instead of just copping out at the last minute.
Wait a minute. Let me see.
That'd be kind of like you're sitting there and some hot chick is sitting there. She's like, "I got nothing on under this towel," and then just as she's about to take the towel off, it fades to black, and then the video's over. People are like, "What the fuck, man? I wanted to see if that chick was naked under there or not."
Why is I hate when you say partners instead of wife. Wait, let me make sure it's he's on a bag.
Right. That if sometimes they'll be like, "Yeah, it's his partner," and then you look into it and you're like, "Oh, he's a butt fucker." Why didn't they just say that?
Well, I think let me actually read into it to see if he is.
Because sometimes they'll say it's his partner or his domestic partner. There's like a lot of different vague terms. But then again, they might have. I hope that they meant like a business partner or something.
Probably. Let me keep reading.
But then again, yeah, stupid ass Wikipedia. The term partner is so fucking vague. I don't even know what the hell they mean by that.
It means a lot.
Right.
Like I would go fight. Naked with a partner. What? That sounds gay. Not a partner, but a partner. I remember that line.
Excuse me?
He was making fun of Beowulf.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think it was a disaster movie or a date movie.
Yeah. They were trying to say that Beowulf is a fag because he fights in the nude. They're like, "You fight in the nude?" "Yeah. That's kind of gay." "It's not gay. It's manly." No, pretty gay. That was one part of oh, since we're talking about Beowulf, I might as well go over.
Beowulf.
Yeah, I might as well go over all the inconsistencies with Beowulf, because I mean, the king guy hires Beowulf to kill Grendel. He kills that big demon thing, and then he's like, "Yeah, you need to go kill Grendel's mom." And then he goes in there, and Grendel's mom is
enticing them.
Yeah, she's like Angelina Jolie, and he fucks the ever-loving shit out of her, and then he goes back, "Yeah, I killed Grendel," and then the king's like,
Grendel's mother.
He's like, "Yeah, I killed Grendel. What about Grendel's mom? Is she dead?" Yeah, she's totally dead." And then he's like, "Are you sure?" Yeah, I totally murdered the shit out of that super hot bitch. I mean, ugly ass whore." And then he's like, "Really? She's dead?" "Yeah, she's totally dead." And
I think what he says, God killed her hideous look, and he's like,
we both know she wasn't hideous.
right. That's what he said.
Yeah, but the thing that I find odd is I totally didn't understand the concept of that movie, because you'd think that if there was an Angelina Jolie looking demon in a cave right down from their village, you'd think like every now and again some teenager who just entered puberty would be like, hey, you want to go down to that cave and fuck that demon? And they'd be like, well, yeah, I could, let's do that. I need to get some pussy. But they never addressed that fact. It's like Beowulf was the only person who went down there and had sex with that Angelina Jolie demon.
Well, that other guy did. That's how Grindelwald was born.
Oh yeah, it's like the king, like the kings were the only people that actually had sex with her.
If I remember right, when his buddy is appointed king.
Yeah, he sees her in the water.
He's walking out there, but then he just stops.
Yeah.
Her enticement didn't work on him.
Right. But yeah, because you'd think that since that demon lady could look like Angelina Jolie, she'd have no problem enticing people. But no, the only people that had sex with her was the king who leaped to his death and Beowulf, and maybe later the guy who replaced them.
Actually, it doesn't show.
It doesn't say, but he might have later on. You'd think you would think that they'd be like, yeah, listen, Grendel's mother is really pissed at us, and we have to appease her. So Joseph here is going to go live with Grendel now. And he'd be like, what? Yeah, Grendel is pissed at us. We don't know why. So we're going to send you into Grendel's cave to pleasure that ass so she'll leave us alone. And he's like, wait, I have to go in there and fuck...
Some people wanted that one woman that Beowulf was cheating on the queen with to have gotten pregnant by Beowulf.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, yeah, Beowulf's queen should have got pregnant, and there should be a Beowulf baby who can carry on Beowulf's legacy, and we can have a second movie.
But most people don't remember Beowulf cheating on his wife
with that chambermaid lady or whoever. I think another thing that
Let me see if there's Toy Story 5 coming out.
That I find odd about the movie Beowulf is Beowulf, a normal, average, well, maybe above average guy, has sex with an Angelina Jolie demon lady, and instead of his kid being a human demon hybrid, his baby is a dragon.
Oh, it's some kind of a scolding guy that can turn into a dragon.
Right, but that didn't make any sense, because I was like, okay, so the guy is golden like his mom and has the ability to morph into other shapes like the mom, but why the fuck did he pick a dragon? And out of all the people he could have chose to kill, why did he want to murder his own dad?
Oh. He didn't pay him any attention.
Right, but the thing that's stupid is you think
You think that as soon as he found out he had a dad, he would want to go find him.
Right, you'd think that he would reach maybe the age of 5 years old and be able to walk. And he's like, "Where's my dad?" "Oh, your dad, he lives in the kingdom right down the street." And then you think the kid would go and see his dad and be hanging out with his dad, but because if he's this golden guy can change his form, you think he'd turn into an average-looking guy and be hanging out with his dad. But no, instead of hanging out with his dad and being all peaceful and stuff, he turns into a dragon and tries to kill his own dad for some unknown motive. I mean, what the fuck happened?
Abandonment of motive.
Right. I mean, the moment he was born was his mom like, "Your dad ditched you because he thinks you suck. He thinks you suck. He thinks you suck. You suck. You suck. You suck. You suck." And then, after years of hearing his mom talk shit about his dad, he gets in a murderous rage and goes there to kill his dad. And instead of letting the dad explain why he was never around, he just tries to murder the shit out of him.
Burn him up.
But I think another thing that I also thought was pure comedy about Beowulf was the fact that that Angelina Jolie pretty much abandoned all involvement with the movie. She's like, "Yeah, they may have used a computer to scan my entire body, but I want nothing to do with that film." And I'm just like, it's a movie about you having sex with some dude. How is it that you did not know what the movie was about before you went in to get your entire fucking body scanned for this movie? I mean, if I was sitting there and then someone approached me to get my body scanned so I could be a character in a movie, and then they told me I'd be sitting there, I was like, "Okay, so you need my body scanned. What character am I playing?" "Oh, you're playing the character who gets butt fucked to death." I'm like, "Oh, fuck that. I ain't playing that guy. I don't want to be the guy who gets butt fucked to death." "Oh, it's just a minor role." Fuck that. But instead, they're like, "Yeah, we're going to scan your body." And then she's like, and instead of asking prudent questions about which character she's playing, she's like, "Oh, it's an easy check." But then when the movie comes out and she sees that she's the fuck demon, she's like, "Oh my god, I'm the fuck demon. Why did I agree to do this?" Because basically, her entire role in the movie is to get fucked by dudes and have babies. I mean, if she didn't want that type of role associated with her image, maybe she should have been like, "I ain't doing that." But no, they offer her a check just for getting her body scanned, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll do it."
Now, one of the page about Toy Story was stupid. It was like, Toy Story with 1 and 2. I think they made 4 so far, you stupid page.
So the page was so out of date they didn't even know that there was other movies.
Yeah, I had to click on another different little box that had Toy Story in it.
Damn. But I think on that line of thinking, where people accept jobs without doing their due diligence and researching it. I remember there was this guy named, I think his name was Paul. But anyway, he gets this letter in the mail. They're like, "Yeah, Paul, we want to hire you for an acting gig." And the guy was excited because he had been in Broadway plays most of his life, and he thought he was finally being accepted as an actor, and accepted the role without researching it. And then he gets all pissed off when he finds out that the production company that approached him did gay porns. It was stupid because he signs the contract to do 3 movies with them, arrives on set, and they're like, okay, just lay down on this bed and we'll get the luber to lube your asshole. And he's like, wait, what? Yeah, we do gay porn. Didn't you read the contract? And I was just like, dude, that's like a major oversight. I mean,
why didn't you read this contract?
I'm like, when you got to the studio and you see naked dudes in robes standing around, and there's a hotel room set up, and there's guys with cameras all over the place, wouldn't that be like a big red flag that something wrong is happening?
He was secretly cleared.
There's something happening here. I mean, I just thought that was so hilarious. They actually were like, okay, bend over and take this dick in your ass, before he realized that something was wrong. And it was funny because even though he refused to do any of the porns because he wasn't gay, he still had to work for them for 3 years. And it was funny because a lot of the stuff he was doing was like really demeaning, degrading work. Like, apparently, I didn't even know that this was a fucking thing. And when I read it, I almost vomited. Because I guess apparently...
He was a fucker that sucked dick off camera.
if only. Because you see, when they're filming these movies, some of them are like an hour, 2 hours. And the thing that's funny is in some of the films, they have the guy wear a condom, he'll be fucking and fucking and fucking, then he'll bust a nut. And they'll stop the film, wait until the guy recovers, and then when he gets hard again, they'll continue the film.
But sometimes it only goes soft.
Right, but the thing that happens is that when the guy busts a nut, they take the condom and they throw it in this little trash can. So after hours go by, there's this big trash can full of stinky, rotten nut. And there's a guy who's supposed to take that trash can and take it out to the trash and throw it away. So this guy's sitting there, like, after hours go by, and the trash can's full of nut-filled condoms. He's got to take that shit out to the trash. And then I was sitting there, I was like, man, that's fucking gross. But the thing that was funny is that he also had to help them set up the lights and stuff, which it wasn't so bad. But I was like, man, being the guy who has to empty the nut trash would be terrible. But I think probably the only thing that I thought was actually kind of funny was, imagine being the garbage man. The garbage man is sitting there. He pulls up in his truck. He grabs the trash can, the actual metal trash can thing, pours it out, and when he pours it out, he just sees a ginormous clump of nut-filled condoms fall out. And he's just like, what the fuck? He's like, what the hell are they doing here? And then the more seasoned guy goes, oh, they filmed porn in there. And he's like, oh. The only thing that I can see happening that would be more disgusting than that is the lady garbage man looks lapseless, right? And then with an evil look starts putting some of the condoms in a little bag. She's like, I'm going to get knocked up by a famous porn star, and then he's going to be paying me child support. And the guy's like, I never had sex with that lady. But she's knocked up with your baby. How? And then later they find out that she was a garbage man on his route, but they can't prove any wrongdoing. And he's like, damn, I'm gonna pay that bitch child support. I can't believe it. I was so careful. And then later on, that guy who had to empty out the nut-filled condom trash is looking left, looking right, with this suspicious look on his face, because he was in on it. It's like, hey lady, you see this little container? It's all full of nut-filled condoms. You can get yourself knocked up. She's like, ha! Someone's like, that's disgusting. Why are you talking about this? Because there are psycho bitches out there that will do anything to be supported by a man for their entire life.
Not in their entire life, for 18. So they get checked for about 18 years.
But then they'd be sitting there and they'd be like, my baby has brain damage and is a super senior in school. You gotta continue to pay money, motherfucker.
He's 18, don't matter.
So you need to support your kid. He doesn't have the means to survive on his own because he's mentally retarded. Why is he mentally retarded? Oh, I don't know. It has nothing to do with the fact that I was smoking crack when I was pregnant. What did you just say? Oh, nothing. I didn't say anything about crack. And then the guy's just like, damn, now I have to pay money for some crack baby.
And he'd be a bastard because they wouldn't be married.
Right. Damn you, you killed Kenny, you bastard! There, I finally got done building this wooden structure house thing. It took me a long fucking time to build this motherfucker, but it's finally done.
They did kind of confuse me because
What
Tim Allen does Buzz Lightyear and Tom Hanks does Woody.
Oh.
One sentence I just read, they had switched, and only at one point of the whole.
Oh, they had the names of the roles reversed.
Yeah. Then on the other side, they only did this once.
Oh. That says something about Wikipedia. Yeah, they can't even get the names of the actors.
They did this one time. Now it's now.